Hey guys, Beast here, coming back at you with nobody's favorite YouTube series, which will be our Struggle into Masters. And basically all we do in this series is we just look over a few games to see what we did right and wrong and how we can improve.
運命なんて信じてないと目をそらしてた形のないものはそう全て壊れやすくて君は何も言わず見つめてたこの胸
So getting into this first game, I had to play against a Heimerdinger, and I didn't realize that they had actually buffed him recently. I went and looked after this game, but Heimerdinger does like a ton of damage now, and I felt like he was really strong. Or maybe it was just the fact that Nautilus was so weak. I'm not really sure. It was probably a bit of both. But I take a lot of poke in this, and I do die a few times. And my thought process for stepping up was that if I could kill enough of the turrets, then that would allow my friend, which was the Nidalee, to gank for me, because that's what I thought he was going to do all game. And then he didn't really do that, which kind of screwed me over, because that's what I thought he was going to do, and that's what he should have done. And also, Lux didn't really keep tabs on her laner, and she never pinged MIA. And the thing is, I could have actually killed Kassadin there, but I didn't have enough mana, so I end up dying. Here, they made a really aggressive play in the bot lane, and the Maokai actually dies outright under the tower. And then I thought I was gonna kill them all, but then I saw Nidalee coming, so I didn't want to try and take any of the kills, because we were really behind this game, and we needed all the gold on the carries that we could get. So she does actually pick them up eventually, but she does almost die, but we barely get her out. And here I thought I was gonna be like the savior and kill him before he killed Nidalee, but yeah, he just died before, and I looked like an idiot. And I do lose top out of that just because Heimerdinger just had so much pressure on my lane. Now here, I thought we could pick off the Heimerdinger because it was 3v4 for a while because Tristana was still coming down, but then she gets there kind of quickly, and then Kassadin TPs, and I end up dying just because I misread the situation, and then I also get my jungler killed. And I don't know what it is about duo games, but I just seem to never play well in them, no matter who I'm playing with and no matter what elo I'm playing in. It just seems that I never do well. But we do end up losing just because we all got destroyed in our lanes, and yeah, we just got snowballed to oblivion, and then we end up losing 0 LP actually because we didn't have any LP to lose in the first place, so I guess it's not the worst situation. But I know that if I lose another game, because I'm on a 2-loss streak at 0 LP, that if we do lose another one, then it means D rank. Now here, I wanted to play Darius because I thought by some off chance it was going to be Olaf top, and obviously I would know exactly how to play that lane and win it pretty well. But yeah, it wasn't, and it turned out to be a Wukong, and not only that, but he took Ignite. Now, most of laning phase was pretty boring. The only time it started to get interesting was level 6 and beyond. But here, I thought I could kill him, but I guess not, because of that Doran shield. And he ends up getting a nice cheese kill on me, which kind of sucks. But we get to level 6, and then he just does, like, no damage for some reason. I don't know if it's the fact that he has his Doran shield or whatever, and only Phage. But I end up killing him, actually, because I got to heal off of his clone. But most of this game was actually just my team carrying, because it was a Morgana Syndra matchup in the mid lane, and somehow Syndra lost that matchup like really hard. I'm not really sure how you can lose lane to a Morgana at this elo, but it didn't really matter too much because bot lane got super fed anyway, and it was a Tristana. So yeah, there's really never a point where Caitlyn in this meta is going to snowball past Tristana. So most of this game was actually just kind of cleaning up and taking towers. There wasn't really any fights going on, it was mostly just picks. But yeah, it was a pretty easy game. I did get myself a decent advantage on the Wukong, but not really anything that could have snowballed even if my team was even. But yeah, we do get a pretty free win, and I'm always happy when I get my free wins regardless of how I get them. I'd suck dick in a back alley for Elo, everybody knows that. But we do end up getting a win out of this, mostly because just everybody did really well in lane, and we actually all got S's. So yeah, it was just the fact that everybody stomped, and we get 18 LP. Now in this next game, I played Olaf because I knew I was against a GP, and I really didn't want to play Nautilus, because if I play Nautilus versus GP, I kind of just get eternally outscaled, and he eventually does become more useful than me if he can land his barrel combo. Especially in higher elo, GPs are very scary. Now here, I knew that his flash was down because I obviously got it out level 1, and I still had a bit of my ghost left, so I thought I might be able to kill him or get his exhaust out, and I guess I did get his exhaust out, but I died in the process, which obviously isn't worth it. But I do pick up a pretty easy kill on him here because he doesn't back, which is really stupid on his part. And on this engage, I thought I'd be able to kill him, but he had exhaust and then he ulted me, and he also landed a barrel at the start, so I knew I wasn't going to win. And then here again, I kind of make a similar mistake where I go on him just too deep. And I could have still actually 1v1'd him here if I had done this properly and stepped out of tower range, so that I would have taken one less tower shot. But a little later, I get some cheese rolling, and I am actually able to outplay all of his damn barrels finally. And I do pick up another kill on him. And this lane was actually really intense. This GP was really good in a 1v1 sense, even though it's a little easier for him because he has exhaust. He is in a rough lane matchup with it being Olaf. Now here they 3-man dove my tower, and I didn't think that they were just going to try and kill the tower. I thought they were going to go straight for me. But then they went for the tower, and I didn't really have my axe, so I had to wait for my axe to come back to go in. But I feel like if I had my axe at the beginning there, I might have been able to do something, and maybe I wouldn't have died, but I also lost my tower at the same time, with them obviously having 3 top. But here we have a skirmish in the jungle, and this actually turns out really well for us because they fight in a choke point, which is obviously good for Twitch, and that's exactly what happens. Is Twitch just pops off so hard and just annihilates everybody. And we do get a clean, almost a clean ace out of that, and then we do get to take the Baron, which obviously is pretty much game over at this point. And yeah, after that it was really just us walking around the map picking people off. There wasn't really a big team fight. I've noticed that doesn't really happen when you have these kinds of advantages up in higher elo. You don't get a lot of these team fights to end games. It's mostly through split pushing and getting picks. But here we do get caught out because we thought we had enough time to take the tower and then back out, because we did actually get the bot lane inhib. And I knew Warwick was dead, but I thought I'd be able to live. But then I walk backwards into Bard stun because he predicts my juke, and then I end up dying. After that, I don't really know what happened because we were all Nocturne ulted and I couldn't see because I was dead. But Twitch gets like a triple kill here, and he killed the Orianna earlier, I know, because they got a pick on her. And since I'm just so bad at this game, I end up chasing this Jhin all the way around the fountain. And I do eventually kill him, just barely. It's kind of funny the way we die, because I auto-attack him, but he had already fired his 4th shot to kill me. I only did it because it really didn't matter, because the game was over anyway. But we do get a nice win out of it, and I didn't really do it much in this game, to be honest. I did kind of hold my own against GP, but that's about all I did. And it was pretty much Twitch just carrying this game. And of course we honored him, because whoever carries me will get free honors any day. And we do get a nice 17 LP win. Now in this last game, I got auto-filled to mid lane, which I hate playing mid because I don't know how to play it. But I saw we had a really nice team comp for just peeling. So I just wanted to play Malzahar because I think he's a really solid champion. And I just think I can always play consistently well on him. but I do get Dove here, which was played really poorly by them, because what should have happened is Lee Sin should have went in, and then Galio should have just ulted. But again, they played that really bad, and maybe I played it well. I'm not really sure because I don't know mid lane. But it was really annoying throughout this laning phase because Galio kept trying to walk bottom and top lane, which made me keep tabs on him, and a lot of the times I just had to follow blind because he couldn't kill me, but he could do enough damage to force me out of lane, and that's pretty much what happened throughout a lot of this laning phase, was just me getting out pressured. And I do actually somehow land my ult on Lee Sin through Galio's badass, but it didn't really matter in the end. Now here, Draven was like really inting in this game, but I make a stupid play here because I thought we would be able to pick off the Galio with Draven and Nami coming in, but then they had Lee Sin and Thresh coming in, which just makes for a much stronger 3v3, so we end up losing that pretty hard. Now we do go back to the mid lane, and Kha'Zix got super fed this game, which is probably the only reason why we won, because Draven again was just hard inting throughout most of laning phase. I think he ended the game with 11 deaths, which is just stupid at this elo. And Lee Sin makes a good engage because we're not ready to fight yet, because Draven isn't here, because he had gotten picked earlier. Now this team fight does actually turn up quite well for us anyway, even though it was a 4v5, but it just could have been a lot better if we would have had 5 people and if Draven would have just stopped getting picked, which set us back a lot in this game. And here he almost got picked, and I didn't want to use ult though because I saw he didn't try and go for a kick, so I just wanted to save ult for something else. And I am glad I did because Yasuo jumped on the backline and I was able to stop him right there. Now, I think we could have gotten a few more kills, but Jarvan didn't take his wall down, so we just kind of got stuck. But it didn't really matter anyway. After that, we called for the Baron, but again, this Draven, I swear, this Draven just had downs, and then he went to go try to push the mid lane. But we still get the Baron, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, this Draven was just making some stupid plays, and here he steps up too far and gets himself killed again. I think this was about 8 deaths by this point. And we still have a really good team fight though, because Yasuo didn't want to ult me, and I don't know why, because that would have been a pretty good ult if he would have ulted me there. Now, I think this team fight should have gone a lot worse, but Jarvan landed some really nice combos to keep us in the fight. I step up too far and I die just because I'm stupid and I think I'm playing a tanky champion like Olaf. But here we do get a really nice pick on the Lee Sin because J4 jumps over the wall. And also, we would have won that last team fight a lot harder if we just would have had Draven. And even here, Draven's still not with us because he just constantly split pushes and gets picked off. And then I die here as well. There's nothing really more I can do after Izonia's. And even before Izonia's, I was dead. But everybody just wanted to report this Draven so badly because he was just never with us and he was constantly getting picked off. And yeah, it just ended really bad with him because I think by this point he had about 8 deaths. And then Nami ends up getting picked here because she tries to sacrifice herself so that Draven lives. But then Draven stepped back up and then he died, and then I died trying to save him, which is a really bad mindset I get into where I start sacrificing myself to try and save other people. But at this point we were kind of just going on autopilot, and here I should have flashed, but I Zhonya's instead, and that gave enough time for them to catch up with me. And the reason I was there in the first place was because I thought my team was going to come back me up, but they were all focused on the Galio, which they did end up getting the kill, so I guess it's not so bad because Galio is doing a lot more work than I am. So I guess it's not the worst situation, but Draven does actually pick up the Lucian here, and he does get the kill on the Lee Sin. So, I mean, we did clean up afterwards, but I should have just flashed outright. And here he gets hooked again, but Nami Tidal Wave hits like 4 people, and I silence Lee Sin, so he's not able to do anything. And at this point the game was pretty much over. But yeah, a lot of this game was just Kha'Zix hard carrying, because I think at one point in the game he was 8-1. So yeah, but we do get a win out of it. But you know, what's the last game without an inting Draven trying to throw the game? And we do get a nice 16 OP, leaving us off at 51. But if you somehow made it this far into the video and were able to stand my horribly annoying voice, thank you for watching. Please, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will release new videos like this every 4 days. But until next time, I will see you guys in my next video.